all of you a big welcome to the grand final of the World Surgery Tour. Starting in July, we conclude now in a 72-hour surgery marathon, not only from Cologne, from here, but from Boston and Brisbane. And I'm very happy to present this great starting podium, as there are Professor Bertil Bouillon, Head of Clinics in Cologne. Hello, Mr. Bouillon. Hello. Freddy Grützner, BG Ludwigshafen, also professor. Nice to have you here. And the CEO and co-founder of Remasis, Mark Ebinger. Nice also, Mark, to stand next to you. And we start with Bertil, who can explain us, the World Surgery Tour. How come that we are here today?
The idea was to bring the challenging reality of our OR to your stage. And for us, the orthopedic surgeons, seeing our patients, caring for our patients, of course, the surgical procedure is very, very important. And the idea is learning from friends and thereby learning from friends all over the globe, because we are not only in Cologne, in Brisbane, and also in Boston. And I think the exciting word is edutainment. So it's not only serious education, but also entertainment, because we want to be serious, of course, but not too serious.
Otherwise, I wouldn't be here.
Right, very right. And therefore, I think we have a very challenging format, and I hope that we are going to learn from each other. And also, I know from other experiences we had last year, we are going to talk about this later on, sometimes not everything goes right. And so is the reality in the OR. So sometimes you do errors, and you try to bring the screw in, and it doesn't work as you want. And that's the moment where most of us learn most from each other, because then we have to see what other ways, what is plan B and C. And talking about this with our colleagues all over the world, I think that's the biggest learning experience.
I mean, it's like a sports commentator. You don't always have the right player who's on the ball.
Yeah, very right.
But everybody's doing mistakes. Freddy, what to expect from the next 3 days?
Yeah, we expect a very exciting event. 77 hours of live surgery events around the world. So we have 3 sites here in Cologne. So we have a site in Boston and one in Australia, Brisbane, with different time zones, and we hand over these events. So if you like, you can stay online 77 hours and get your experience in orthopedic surgery. It's a unique event, and we have the world leading experts in their field, and they are challenging, they are competing each other, they are explaining, and they're showing new technologies. With this event, we are connecting people all over the world, and we share experience and friendship. So our goal is to empower orthopedic surgeons for improved patient outcomes. Thank you.
I hope you all slept enough in the last days so that you can stay online 77 hours. And we hear a little bit more from Bertil. What's the concept and what kind of formats do we have?
Yeah, we have 3 very challenging ideas. And the first one is the surgical battle. So there are 2 teams. They are competing on different specimens, and they are doing the same, different procedures, different techniques, but on the same organ. So a humeral fracture or a spine fracture or a sports injury. And so they are presenting different ideas, because it's not always one way, not always one plan. You have plan A, plan B, plan C, you have different options, and discussing about these different options, showing how the experts go along with it. I think that's a very, very challenging learning experience. The second one is scientific demonstration. We have new techniques. You think that an anatomy had been invented many, many million years ago, but still today we find new accesses, we find new techniques, we have new implants. And to show by an experienced team how you do that, that's something a little bit like a cooking book, and you can learn very much from them and ask them questions afterwards, because it's interactive. So not only watching, but also learning, discussing. And the third one is debating club. So yeah, there are lots of discussions going on about different techniques, different indications, different post-operative plans. So So again, you can discuss with experts, and they will stand up here, and they will be questioned and challenged. And therefore, I think at the very end, this will be an unforgettable educational experience.
I'm sure. And I ask Mark. Yes, Mark. Very simple. How did we get there? As a question, because I've been here for the sports day, and for me it was a great experience. But was Corona one of the big factors of doing this so big World Surgery Tour?
Yeah, sure. Corona was a big factor, but everything started already at the DKU 2019 with our first live surgeries. Then Corona came in, and then we had the treatment week. So we wanted to get like the live surgery in a more hybrid way, in a protective way. So treatment week was next, and everything went out super successful, what we have done so far. And yeah, and then we decided to go further with the World Surgery Tour to give it a brand. Then we had a couple of pre-stops, somehow qualifying events. Yeah, and at the end, it all comes down to this. With all our partners, the surgeons, our team, which is grateful, which is super professional and so friendly all the time. Yeah, and it all comes down to this, and now we are here.
And this, Mark, is for me like commentator in World Cup, for instance. There's a big World Cup final, or in sport, there is a main event, the highlight, it's Olympics. For me, it's like Olympic Games for, yes, surgeons maybe. Yeah? It's an event where you have to qualify for.
Yeah, that's a very good example. But before I answer you this, I would like to send you backstage, because our viewers, I guess they're pretty interested how everything here look like.
There's a lot to see backstage. Okay, Mark, see you later.
See you later. Yeah. So yeah, Olympic Games, I would call it a little bit more the annual Games of Surgery. So with 4 specialties, we had these pre-stops with spine, recon, trauma and sports. Now everything comes together. I'm super happy to have the main organizers of the sessions here. Matthias Pumberger from the Charité, Arash Wafizadeh from Cologne, and again also from Cologne, Matthias Fröhlich, and remote will be Carsten Perker. But yeah, Spine Days, we will start in approximately 40 minutes. Matthias, what will be your highlights, and what are you looking most forward to?
Yeah, first of all, I'm happy that I qualified for the annual surgery tour. But yeah, spine is definitely a highlight in the World Surgery Tour. We have complex deformities, but also we have robotics. And then we have cervical disc replacement in the US. And also spinopelvic fixation opportunities sent out from Brisbane. So there's multiple challenging operations that we deal with. And also I want to point out the AO debate club about trauma. So there's, I would say, the whole variety of spinal complex surgery here, and I'm happy to contribute.
Yeah, we are super happy that you have qualified. Also qualified, I don't know if he needs to qualify, is Professor Perker. Professor Perker brought all his colleagues together, and he sent us a video message where he describes the recon program. Yeah, he will tell us now what he's looking most forward to.
Dear colleagues, dear friends, welcome to the World Surgery Tour 2021. I think it is a unique and spectacular event. It's the first time that we really combine theoretical knowledge and practical exercises in such a manner. I'm sure you will learn a lot, and especially I want to invite you to the Recon Day on Thursday. That's the day where we show us different things. We want to discuss different topics. We want to discuss the problem of short versus standard stents. What are the advantages? What are the risks? We want to show how to implant a revision total knee using SPI. It means digitalization in the OR. I think that's very interesting as well. We have an interesting demonstration to show how Malek's mesh is working. So Malek's mesh, it's a technique to reconstruct the extensor mechanism. I think it makes a lot of sense to see this, because you use it in many of your cases. You have to use it in many of your cases. And at the end, we want to discuss the new techniques of cementless knee arthroplasty. And I think it's really a special thing that we have colleagues and friends from all over Europe. We will discuss it with our friends in the US. We have some contacts to Australia. So it is really an international view in a new format, and I can only invite you to come to Cologne to see what we do and to ask us as many as you can. Happy to see you there. Welcome.
Yeah, Carsten Perker will be here tomorrow performing surgeries and moderating it. So we are really looking forward to it. Arash, sports, competitives.
Yes.
We will have a lot of challenges. So what will be your highlight and which battle you will win?
As you said, in sports medicine, we have many controversies. And we're going to address many of these controversies on Friday in shoulder injury, elbow, and knee. And before Professor Perker and his friends do the recon, we try to preserve the joints. And I'm really looking forward to it because we have assembled a great international faculty of world-renowned sports surgeons. And they're really eager to do the battles. For example, Peter Millett, Professor Karl-Heinz Frosch, Andreas Imhoff, Gas Mazzoca. My highlights are going to be AC joint injury, irreparable rotator cuff, posterolateral corner injury, as we have these exciting surgical battles across the continents, we are on pioneering ground also in sports medicine. I'm really looking forward to it. And as I'm also doing a surgery myself, and it's a sports day, I'm going to sweat a little bit as well.
Yeah, let's see if you sweat a lot. Matthias, the 77 hours will end up in trauma. So the last 18 hours will be trauma. Who can make it until that? What will be your highlights on this last 18 hours?
Well, I'm very much looking forward to this last day after the 3 days in before, which a lot of interesting battles and debates. The last day really in total is actually a highlight, focusing on trauma. We already start with an interesting battle between Boston and Cologne, focusing on pilon fractures, and then go on with some demonstrations, some debate clubs, and then have during the early morning in Cologne a battle discussing different approaches to acetabular fractures, which is really a highlight where we can discuss on small items how to do it right, how to do it the best way or a better way. And then throughout the day we go over some complications, some infections and how to treat them. And towards the end, we have one last topic, which is, to me, the very highlight, where we focus on tibial head fractures and different approaches for most severe fractures. And yeah, then we'll come to the end of the grand final.
And a big closing ceremony. So who will make it up to the end will receive 77 CME points and also 27 EACCME points, which you already also can transfer into US points. Yeah, we will experience a very, very manifold program, a lot of live surgeries, very, very interesting demonstration, battles, debate clubs. But where are we doing this? And therefore, Tom, are you already backstage, and can you show us around here?
Yes, Mark. I'm upstairs, right in front of the master control room, and please follow me, and I show you what is from me really unbelievable. It's like a real TV station. What do you say? It's a newsroom. Let's say, see, we have Oliver here working for the light, just for the light. This machine for the light for our show, 72 hours World Surgery Tour. We have Hannes here, the master, more or less, in this master control room, the director, who is coordinating with the help of Justin and Götz all the pictures. We have a lot of cameras here, downstairs, upstairs, as you see, everywhere. We have a guy, Stefan, for the sound. Look at this, just come near to me, to our cameraman. We have cameramen and women working for us. So this is a sound machine, the coordination, and we have a guy here, Jonas, he's cutting already right now. So we have some stories, some films around for this production. It's great. I feel like I work for ARD, for German First Television, and this is only what we have here upstairs. Downstairs, there's much more, and there is my colleague Alex. Alex, take over, please.
Thank you, Tom, and a very warm welcome also from my side. Welcome to Cologne. As you can see here, we are in the backstage area of the CATLab studios. Yeah, I just want to show you around today a little bit, show you the facility and see what we're doing here. The concept of the whole filming studio is to bring medical education together with digital engagement, with filming, to bring people on site which are actually just far away and, you know, combine best of both worlds. We just started a couple of months ago in the beginning of the year to build this place We already hosted our first successful events. Yeah, I'm very honored to end the year with a big bang, to be the host for the World Surgery Tour and for the final. And yeah, let's show you around, Tom. What do you think?
Yeah, for me, it's a great experience. This year I've been here to the treatment week, and I know some facts here, but I didn't know this here. I think it's a big light show, and it's a kind of walk of fame.
It is. It's pretty amazing, actually. It's where the surgeon transform to gladiators, where they enter the stage, where they come to the scenery. Yeah, and of course it has to be with a little bang as well.
So Alex, not really for us, but for the
we're in the background.
And we have, as I see, we have surgeons from everywhere, from around the world, and really great corypheus, as we say in Germany, like surgery gods. So
that's
nice
true.
to be here.
But there's more to see, obviously.
Yeah.
Let's go over there.
Oh yeah, I know this. This has a special name.
Yeah. It's called the Shard. Maybe as you can tell a little bit from the shape.
Yes.
It's the Shard. It's intentionally a mobile web, actually, where it's, be on the road, be on congresses, can be built up everywhere in the world, and actually do live surgeries there. And it's X-ray glass. You can do scans, CT scans, and all that stuff. It's pretty amazing. It's we're really proud, and it's the perfect scene here and the perfect presence for scenery. And we just recently also won the Red Dot Award in design, so very proud about that. And and obviously it's only one of the great stages here.
I mean, the surgeons have to feel at home here. It's like in an OR.
It's like
maybe
feeling
for
home.
them. Yeah,
That's
like in
sure.
hospital.
That's for sure.
I think it's not so. Should be expensive, to have all these machines here and the X-ray and whatever.
It is.
So it's you put a lot of money in it, and it's really. Yeah, not only surprising, it's unbelievable for me. It's really like a big TV station. What you have up there, what you have here. And I know from the surgical battle, there's a battle between the surgeons from time to time.
Yeah, we have a little catwalk over here coming to the second stage, with actually also a lot of OR equipment being set up, a lot of cameras also. And you kind of see what your competitor is doing there. So it's a little bit the battle character. You're going to push each other to the limits and all that stuff. Yeah, it's pretty good setup here as well.
And we have big screens here as well. For everybody who's watching, they can follow the surgeries, this one, the other one. And we have always commentators.
Yeah.
More in the theme than me, So we know every detail of the surgery. So I think it's interesting for anybody to follow us.
But there's also more to come behind the scenes, it's backstage. You want to have a look?
As always, I have a look. This direction?
Yes.
Okay. Next control room, I guess.
Yes, there's another backstage control room, obviously. We're just going to enter here. What do we have here? Oh, this is Pi.
Pi, yes.
Hi, Pi. How are you doing?
Hi, Alex.
Hello, Pi. Hello, Pi.
Pi is actually translating the whole event to Mandarin, so even more people in the world can join, understand, and experience some medical education. Pretty amazing what he's doing here.
As we all know, China is a big market. I've been to China. Have you been to?
No, unfortunately not yet.
Yes, it's such a great, big country, and I don't speak Chinese. The most Europeans do not. You speak, you are native. Ne? I know you are native. Can I give you let's say, alles Gute, viel Spaß auf der World Surgery Tour in den nächsten 72 Stunden. Habt Spaß, Leute.
Ja，希望大家能够在接下来的72小时 Surgery Tour 能够非常享受，以及能看到我们非常棒的整个现场。谢谢大家。
Okay, and he can not only translate this, but all the special medical words, and so it's great to have you here. Bye.
Thank you, Pi.
Perfect.
We want to have a look here. That's the control center of our 3D world. It's pretty amazing. Have a seat, enjoy.
Okay.
See what it
Take
got.
the headphones, and I see an avatar, Oh, is it avatar? Who is it? Let's see what is happening now. So that's me. Let's be realistic. Hair should be, I think should be grey. I look fine.
Hi, Tom. A very warm welcome from the 3D world and happy to show you around. I see you already created a perfect looking avatar.
Thank you very much. Hello, Ollie.
Come and follow me.
So, Ollie, what is the platform about?
The platform is about a virtual experience that we want to deliver the event spirit of that grand final, which is connecting with your peers, exchanging your ideas with experts, getting insights like here about the latest products of our industry partners, delivered virtually in person to your home or your workplace across the globe.
Very, very interesting. So, Olli, what else is here to see?
Yeah, let's follow me. So in this exhibition hall, you can meet all our industry partners and you have the chance to follow the live stream. Not only follow the live stream, you can ask the questions you have to the surgeons on stage and discuss your ideas with other colleagues from across the globe. But that's not all. Come and follow me to our World Surgery Tour gallery.
Wow, that was quick. What can I experience here?
Hi Tom, let me show you around. Here you can see a 3D fracture model. And additionally, you can get insights on how 3D printing is improving your surgical outcomes.
Fantastic. What about the screens here?
The screens are the second highlight of the World Surgery Tour gallery. You can experience all of our previous tour stops on demand with additional case information so that you can get all details to follow the surgeon's procedure in a realistic fashion. You can also meet our experts from stage virtually in person for a Q&A session. Let's have a look. You can open the full screen window and watch all sessions.
Thank you very much, Olli.
Thanks, Tom, for your time. Happy to show you around. The platform is open from 6 p.m. today for the next 72 hours.
A great experience,
Isn't it?
I have to say. But, Alex, we spend a lot of time now behind the scenes. I think Mark is waiting for me.
Enjoy the show.
He needs me. Thank you
Enjoy
very
the show.
much, Alex. Thank you. Thank you.
Bye.
Das müssen wir dann machen.
Welcome back to the stage.
Voila.
Oh, hey.
Here I am again.
Yeah.
Impressed.
Yeah, how was it?
I know you since I'm almost a year, and you top yourself every month, I think.
Yeah, because we have the best people here in the team. That's why I would like to introduce Miriam Statthalter now. I mean, you have experienced a lot now with interactive possibilities, avatars, accidentally meeting people. But we have way more possibilities here to enable interaction that you also can probably influence an OR. Miriam, what kind of interaction possibilities do our guests, our viewers have?
Yeah, there are a couple of. So what I'm holding in my hands right now is a printed 3D model of a spine that Matthias is going to operate on soon. So this is what we are doing right now. And of course, we don't only want to have the surgeons informed what they are going to do, so having a look at the anatomy or the fractures up front in 3D, but also we want you to be interactively connected to us. And therefore, during the sessions, you will see those QR codes, which you can scan with your mobile phone camera, and then you will get the digital version of this. So the digital 3D model where you can play around with, where you can have a look at the fractures or the anatomy, and of course both. And this is not the only thing. So we just saw the interaction in the 3D world, but of course we also want you to take part in this format here. So you are able to pose questions whenever you are feeling the need of it. So just type them into the chat function, and then they will be gathered and asked to our experts by our moderators when the time is there. So be it Tom or our expert surgeons moderating the sessions. So you will get your feedback, I'm sure. And of course, we don't only want to have the opinion of the experts here, but also your opinion. So we will have poll questions popping up during the sessions where you are asked for your opinion regarding a special technique or the way you would perform the surgery. So please, whenever they are popping up, just answer them. And then we will gather the results and we will present it here. And then I think it's really going to be interactive and you are going to be a part of this great format.
I think you can't explain it better than Miriam did. Everybody should have understood everything. Mark, there were so many challenges for you starting 2019. As I know, we talked about the whole story, treatment week, Corona. Yes, how did you master all this?
Yeah, actually that was a long way, and actually also our whole company transformed in this time, because before we're living from traveling surgeons and I couldn't travel anymore, so we had to do something new, and we did that. But we can talk so much about this, therefore we decided to prepare a little movie, because then you focus on really more on the highlights. Yeah, so let's have a look in this movie and see you soon.
Besondere Situationen erfordern auch besondere Maßnahmen.
Krisen bedeuten aber auch evolutionäre Chancen.
Hallo und herzlich willkommen zur Treatment Week.
Wir haben Österreich, Schweiz, Deutschland.
Surgical Island ist eine avatar-basierte virtuelle 3D-Welt.
Die Digitalisierung in der Medizin eröffnet uns hier völlig neue Möglichkeiten.
Heute war uns ein spannender Tag. Wir haben 4 verschiedene Live-Operationen.
So, guten Abend. Ich begrüße Sie ganz herzlich aus der Live-OP.
Herzlich willkommen.
Herzlich willkommen.
Hallo, herzlich willkommen.
Und das war sie, die Treatment Week 2020.
Basically, Treatment Week was special, right? 6 days without basically sleeping and facing all the challenges we had per day.
Seeing so many problems occurring and then people jump onto it and trying to solve it straight away in the best efficient and even cost-efficient way. It was really, really motivating. It was really, really one of the key messages of the event for us internally to grow together with the team and seeing everybody just ending up with a huge team of, back in the day, 30 people.
The end of this Friday was the highlight because then everyone was relieved and we made it, and it's a great feeling that as a team we had this huge success and we showed the world what we are capable of.
We were with a very excellent event on DKU 2019. Everybody was very happy how it worked, but all the products that we presented there were from the core business that started in 2016. It was related to specimen, to fractured specimen, now to different injuries, sports, orthopedics.
March 2020, COVID crisis came in. Nobody knew how to deal with it. When the message came out that the DKU was cancelled for in 2020, which was end of April, yeah, we decided to go into a new exciting projects to bring this kind of events that we had in Berlin now on a hybrid way on track.
At this time, everybody was using like video conferences, all this stuff. But video conference is quite nice, but this is not really an experience. And this was the birth of the treatment week. This was something new.
For me, the biggest success was the first event because we had no clue. We basically had no clue. We put in our CAD lab this film studio together with like this black curtains and some cameras, and we put some tape on the floor where everyone had to stand, and we did these testings before this dry runs. And then the surgeon arrived and we explained them what they have to do, and they got so shocked and they were like, oh shit, this is happening. And for me, this was like the moment where I realized, oh, this is bigger than just they come in and do like little surgery. So this is bigger, and this engagement and how they celebrated when they walked out and how sweaty they were. So it was like hard work for them, but also enjoying being in front of the camera and transforming their learnings and their message to everyone. So for me, it was the highlight.
Back then, it was very much about adapting and figuring out any way you can do it very, very nimbly. And now coming from there to here, and it was only able to take place because we're all ready to be uncomfortable for a little while and go through those sort of hard steps.
I think it's very close to the reality because you cannot really hide anything. If you do a failure, for example, everybody will see it, and you have to talk about it very open, and that's pretty interesting. And it is also good for yourself, I guess, because you start thinking about it even more. But it's also good for the community to discuss and talk about it. And I think everybody knows that in real life, not everything is easy, not everything is perfect. And so, yeah, you really have to be honest during the surgery. And that's a really, really interesting format.
When people visit a congress, they always want to interact, they want to learn new people, and they also want to meet with peers, with friends on these congresses. And therefore, we also would like to establish a completely new way of interacting and bringing people around the globe, meeting each other. And therefore, we would also like to showcase the possibilities of gaming with our surgical island.
Mark once came to me with this idea, hey, we have this crisis now, but how can we give the surgical community a platform that will be open to discuss their ideas and to bring education forward here, and to have also these happenings, like we called it back then. And these happenings are now our world tour stops. Biggest challenge here was that this needed to be done in like 3-month time frame from idea from scratch. What we can do now is building these virtual environment. What will happen is that the people find their way like you would do in real world and discuss your ideas with the groups that are then naturally building up on their own.
Einen wunderschönen guten Abend, herzlich willkommen live aus Köln.
Welcome here to the World Surgery Tour. Today is the topic spine. Welcome to an exciting new event, World Surgery Tour.
Herzlich willkommen aus dem Cat Lab in Köln zum Knee Robotics Day im Rahmen der World Surgery Tour 2021.
And it's not like that we're doing something on demand or doing a production. We do it really, really live. And we bring up here very challenging cases to demonstrate the skills. We bring also surgical battles, controversies of two experts. They can compare it really, really live on the stage. And this is real. And everything has so much tension in here. And at the end, I believe the younger surgeons, they don't want to see like an expert performing a super smooth case. They want to see them also failing, and because he would like to see how he is dealing with these fails, how he's dealing with these challenges, and that's what the viewer will see here and where he can learn from it.
And as we said at the end of the treatment week, we said, okay, come on, pioneers of the world, because this is the next step. We brought Europe together last year. Now it's the World Surgery Tour. We bring the world together, the surgeons together.
We will have 72 hours of live and non-stop streaming, more than 36 live surgeries, 3 continents, a lab in Brisbane, a lab in Boston, here our team in Cologne. Yeah, this is getting great, and I'm really, really looking forward to this next experiment on the road to the future.
And here we are back in Cologne. I have to say welcome to Daniel Günther from Cologne Clinics and Matthias Münzberg, BG Ludwigshafen. We saw them in the film. And Matthias, first question to you. You organized Treatment Week. How was it for you?
Well, Tom, thank you very much. Actually, everything began at the DKU 2019, and Freddie and Carsten had the honor to be president of this congress, and we had this wet lab in the middle of the congress, and I remember, well, a lot of famous surgeon with a nose on the window, and they were so excited. And then the pandemic crisis came, and we said, what can we do? And we accepted the challenge, and we wanted to invent something absolutely new. And we created the treatment week. And we created the easy formula. It was like high talented surgeon, live surgery, a new technologies with implants, new education formats like the scientific battles, and as Bertel said, we brought this entertainment and education to the surgeons in Europe, and after 3 days we felt like pioneers. We started a new community, and we started probably the next century of education. So yeah, I'm really proud. After 1 year now, we not only have Europe, we have a world surgery too, and now we're bringing the world together.
And in the last year, Daniel jumped in spontaneous. As we say in Germany, he has to swim in cold water. Did you survive, Daniel? I mean, you were very, very honest in the film, so that you say, okay, everybody sees a mistake.
Yeah, just 2 days before the event, I got a call, and Mark Ebinger asked me, Daniel, would you like to perform a surgery? I said, yes, sure. What kind of surgery? And Mark said, yeah, knee dislocation. I said, yes, great. So we got an MRI, a CT scan, we made our plan, and we performed the surgery. And so it was pretty realistic, like getting a patient directly from the emergency department to the operation room. And it was a big stage, it was a lot of fun, and it was an amazing event.
And it was not running by itself, as I know. I've not been there, but it was an old factory. I know there was problems with electricity, with internet, and I had to Google the word. There was a Martin. You say Marder in German. Martin. Everything in 1 year. How did you manage that?
Oh yes, that was really, I mean, the way to there was already challenging, but then we were in the middle of the accelerating phase of Corona, beginning of October, and I know one thing. I called Bertil, and probably you know it, and because we had to deal with travel restrictions, surgeons that just couldn't come anymore because they were restricted from the hospital, and I called Bertil and I asked him, Bertil, if we lose 2 or 3 more surgeons, then we are done. We cannot do the event anymore. So do you have enough people in your team to cover that? And he said, sure. And so that was the first challenge. And the other one was, we're in Germany, so you should expect to have like high-speed internet. But
in Germany? Oh, yes. No.
Sometimes you don't. Sometimes you don't.
Scandinavia, maybe. To be honest.
Yeah, and this old factory hall, so we put like a fiber cable, 500 meters over the street, over the street. And 2 days before of the event, Martin came and just destroyed it. And now find a technician who can repair a fiber cable. Yeah, so it was not so easy. We managed that, and then 2 hours before the event, we had to deal with a blackout of electricity because next to it, there's a chemistry department next to it, and they put like up a fridge, and then the factory couldn't move it anymore. And that was like in a general probe of the event. So there were a couple of challenges. It was super heavy, but let's see what will happen this time. We had to be somehow street smart and solve it in a team.
Okay, could only be better this year. Yeah? It was running very smooth till now. And Frey was also there, but not in Cologne, but in Salzburg, and you were commentating. It was the first time you ever did this.
I haven't did this done before, but it was really an unforgettable event.
Commentator is a great job.
I know that, but it needs some training, I guess, Tom. And unless I will get your niveau, it will last a while. But Salzburg was one of the 3 locations of the treatment week in last year's treatment week, and. When I was moderating in Salzburg and we were connected together with Cologne and Lucerne, I really got the feeling I'm part of a very new format, and it was a wow effect to be there and see what can technology provide in modern education and teaching. And we have shown the feasibility of these lifelike education events and this interactive format with the audience participating in the internet. And I was moderating that session with upper extremity complex injuries, and this was really a challenge for all the surgeons who did that. And it was really a very exciting format to have these two locations together with a very similar fracture, to have two different treatment options. And it was like a battle a little bit, and you can be sure the Salzburg team won that battle. And
you want to say like always, yeah?
like always, like nearly always,
like Cordoba, but it's a long time ago. Yeah.
So you could say it's easy against Cologne, but and you know, it was really a little bit like a thriller and a really exciting event. It was. I was quite proud to be a part of this new format. So. It's great, and I'm excited what's coming up the next 77 hours.
Can you say something about reactions from colleagues, maybe Daniel as well? Did colleagues talk to you and ask, hey, Daniel, it was unbelievable, we saw you there?
No, they said, that's it. That's it. That's the new format.
Okay. If you that's a good reaction.
Yeah, that's a good reaction. If you are not able to do some things by your own and to do it by your own, then this is the format where you can really get taught in complex situations, where you get taught in diagnosis, in three-dimensional reconstruction, in strategy, in how to perform these operations, and you have the feeling of success, and you're really a part of the team. Even if you're in the internet and you're suffering with these world expert surgeons, and you see how complex the situation is, and you really can see sweat these experts doing these surgeries, and great respect to all surgeons are doing these lifelike surgeries here within the next 3 days.
Betty, maybe you can say some words to your expectations of the next.
We already heard that the surgical treatment week last year was an exceptional experience. And after all was said, that we thought it was unbeatable. And when we look what the format looks like this year, there's a tremendous development in many, many things. I think the first thing, it's global. It's not only Switzerland, Austria and Germany, it's really global, and we already heard it's going up to China and the States and South America, and by the internet there's no bounces anymore. The second one is, we already heard about it, but it's really, really true. A renowned international faculty. I think it's very, very important that these renowned surgeons are ready to jump on this format where everybody looks at their fingers and how they operate and see their failures, and we might learn from them. We have a tremendous team from Primasis that's unbelievable. The enthusiasm is really, really great. Also the enthusiasm of the industry partners enabling all these kind of things. So this, I think, is very, very important. We have the educational format where we already talked about the surgical battle, the surgical demonstrations, and the debating clubs. I think that will be very, very important. And now, very important also, the audience. But this is not done for the surgeons, it's also done for the audience. And if we look at this very exceptional format with all these pieces that are very important, it will help to achieve our goal. And at the very end, we will have a lot of fun here. We will have a lot of sweat, as we already heard. But one utmost goal why we all do that at the very end: improve the care of our patient. And I think by all these nice things we see, by all these high technical things, at the very end, we all do that to improve patient care.
Yes, Mark, when you hear this, it's exactly what you were planning. What do you expect? Maybe the last words before we really start our live surgery. What do you expect? And is it the future? That's it, Freddie said, they told him.
Yeah, first of all, thanks, Bertil. I mean, that's what us drives the passion for education outcome or patient outcome at the end. That's when you have like an application of a new employee.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
yes.
what you tell him. Hey, here, you do something direct for the patient. And for us now, this one here is an experiment. So the experiment continues, and I'm super thankful of everybody who is supporting us, all the surgeons here. They will run a perfect show, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, and we are super thankful for the industry partners, for everybody who contributes to this. But yeah, it's an experiment and it's a learning system. And at the end of this, and that's what we would like to achieve with the support also of all the audience, of everybody who has experienced it from the outside, what we can improve. Because it's a learning system and our expectation or our wish is to improve it.
Mark, perfect, yeah. So I think you have a very strong timetable. So we could talk about this for half an hour more with this podium here. But I think we have to change over to the live surgeries. Yeah? We have to start. And I want to say now to everybody, you have to buy your tickets now because we directly start with spine. With spine surgery, live surgeries, 2 great surgeries for the start today here from Cologne. First, I have to say thank you to you all. We have to complete change of the podium, but first we have Matthias here, who is really the head, as we know, of education of the German Trauma Society. So who else should take the buzzer for us all to start this live surgeries? Spine, the first theme right now.
Well, Tom, this is really an honor. This is a pressure. Well,
it was Mark's idea, to be honest.
Of course. Well, let's continue the challenge. Surgeons of the world, let's start the final of the World Surgery Tour. Loud count from 5. 5. Everybody together. 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go!
Let's go! Thank you very much, and we start directly with our first freehand surgery. De novo scoliosis is the name, and we have here, they are all coming. First, Professor Viola Bullmann from San Francisco's Hospital Cologne. I just say hello. The second surgeon, senior physician Matthias Pumberger from Charité Berlin. And when we have 2 commentators, moderators, so I have 3. In some minutes we have Sven Eicker on the outside from UK.